Alright, today's video was not going to be made, but it turns out that I had mail anyways. I don't know what happened, but I got to the box just shortly before 2 o'clock. I had checked around 12, and it's usually here before that, so I don't know what the delay was. Maybe the sun got in the driver's eyes because it's really nice now. And I was absolutely shocked. I got one piece of junk mail, and I got one COMC order. So we'll get through that, and it was packed very, very tightly. I mean, gosh, this box here, if that wasn't enough, and sealed, then there was an inner box, and oh my gosh, these little BCW boxes are very hard to open. They always are all banged up and bent up by the time. They need to figure out a way that's not so amazingly tight there. So, what the heck, I had two COMCs, and it says I have 30 items here. It doesn't look like it, but just a very tiny order for me for COMC. So unfortunately, it's not going to be a huge video, but we'll show you what we have here. And I have a binder here because I just peeked and saw what it is, so it's probably going to go in this binder right here, this kind of hippie type binder here. So we'll show you what we have here. It might be very boring for those people. There's a little bit of different here, but not much at all. So what I was doing was putting together a Mod Squad 1968-69 Mod Squad set. 68 was the, and of course I have to get rid of all these little pieces of paper here. It would be really nice if they told you how much you invested in each card on these and give you some sort of little breakdown of it, because the COMC site itself, there's the back of the card. They're usually puzzle cards. There's the front of it, reunion. But the thing about COMC is that I've noticed that when I go and double check, they have the amounts wrong. So they have it by a certain number wrong each time. So it looks like I spent like 20 cents on a card when it was more like 48 cents, if that makes sense. And then it's more difficult to figure out the pricing if you bought a card for $1.15 and they have it marked as 80 odd cents or whatever. So this is, again, I will do the best that I can. This is card number 27, and we're going to run into a big theme here. Here's illegal entry. Again, the top or the penny sleeves are really going to, there we go, much better without the penny sleeve. If you don't know the Mod Squad, it was basically like kind of a hippie cop of the younger generation, as kind of, I guess they were undercover cops. I'm not exactly sure the whole story. I have a couple of episodes on a Laserdisc, which I haven't watched in years, Under Arrest. And again, there's looks like a corner of the puzzle. So that might be part of the corner there, I don't really know. They're formatted very strangely in some cases here. You won't be able to hear it, but I've got Ramsey Lewis in the background here. This was at the local record store. Hang On Ramsey, the Ramsey Lewis Trio. I gotta be very careful pulling that dollar tag off there. I just walked in, the door was open, recorded live at the Lighthouse in Hermosa Beach, California. Sorry for the brightness there, but there's not much you can do about that. This has a value of between $10 and $15, maybe $20, closer to the $10 mark. There's tons of copies, but it's jazz, and a lot of people think, wow, jazz. So they put large prices on it. Bewildered Girl, we don't need to see, that's an eye, but we don't need to see all the backdrops here. We have Attacked. So this is not the complete set, but I'm getting very, very close. I can't remember if I'm 15 cards shy, and they do not have all of them, and there's just random cards that cost more than other ones. That's the weird thing about COMC, is like somebody posts a lot of cheap cards, and then somebody will put a big price on one or two of them that they've taken to flip in another store. One person took cards that were I think 50 cents and turned them into $50, so they just added a zero to a lot of cards. Floored. And then when you look on eBay, I am way below comps of eBay. eBay is about $2 to $4 a card, and these are in pretty good condition for what they are. I was not looking for centering because that would just be a fool's errand. None of these so far have had, there's some wax on this a little bit here. There's Pete's Scheme. We have the In Crowd. And I want to say Peggy Lipton, I think is what her name was. She has recently passed on a year or two ago. Miss Lipton's Day Off. Her cards are a little more sought after than anybody else's. The standalone cards, so if of any one of the cast members, those are the more sought after ones. The random shots or the group shots, not so much, unless there's something really interesting going on. There's Showtime, and I will show you in just a second here. Here's Stop It or I'll Shoot. There's that one there. Again, the back, you can see it's a very flashy backdrop there. But I'll show you, and that kind of reminded me of this binder here. See, that just kind of reminds me of this binder here a little bit. But you can see, this has my Beatles and my Monkees cards in here, and my Brady Bunch cards in here, and you can see there's not very many of these. There's like I think 15 or 20, about 15 cards I already had in here. So I just had a very, very quick start at that. I'm going to have to probably go to eBay because they don't have the rest of the ones I need for the price I want. But when you're doing eBay and the lower priced ones, they're really pretty beat cards. These were very nice for the price because there was a COMC seller. Looks like that one got damaged putting in the penny sleeve, but this one's unfortunately got a crease on it, but most of them are crease free, and the sellers, there was a couple of sellers that were always having sales, so I saved 50 cents or more a lot of times, and that's a lot of savings there. Pete and Link Recover, so there's Pete and Link. The Beating, so I guess something was going on there somewhere, I don't know what's going on. Police Brutality or something, I'm not sure what's going on in there. But again, this was the 60s, so it was very, very different. Stories about each on here. I'm not sure which episodes these were pulled from. Taking Cover. We have A New Assignment. I didn't take that one on the sleeve. Captain Adam Greer. There's a couple of different ones here. These are partial set builds, but will I ever finish those? Never. Campsite Meeting, so I'll just, whatever. That might have been card number 1 here. No, it is card number 1, Campsite Meeting. So just a random card is card number 1. How's that for tops? Trouble Brewing. So there's Trouble Brewing. And there is, oops, I'll show you the back of this one. Again, there's another corner piece. So I don't know how many puzzles there are, if there's one puzzle or, I don't know. And then we have the Protesters. Take this one out of here. There's the Protesters. And then we have this one here. This was sort of a secret project. I kind of mentioned it a little bit, but not much at all. And then the last card here for the Mod Squad, 1968, Lady Cop. So again, finding these cards, and there's probably part of her, I guess. This is number 53. So some of them are numbered and some of them are not. Now these are just on other cards here. Now some of these were $1 a card, and that's why I grabbed them, maybe less. These are 1916 Wills Actresses series of 30, and I have not been able to find, or as far as I've been able to look, I've not been able to find a complete set on eBay of these. So this is Madeline Seymour. They're nobody I've ever heard of. There's maybe one person in the set, and I already have a bunch of these, so I'm over halfway done with a set. But again, sometimes people take this set and they will take a $1 card and turn it into a $5 or $10 card, and you just buy 3 cards and you could have bought the entire set. Some of these are listed as anonymous, and I'm not sure if that's their description or the actual description, because on not these here, but on some sets, and I've been able to find the exact same images in different sets. So there's Faye Compton. I think there's Marion Drake, or Peak, sorry. These are English. Again, these are 1916. And what I don't understand is when people have cards from 1916 that are only $1, these are the Scissors Backs cards here. They're really nice to have those. Fairly good condition. So there's a scissors back card there. Why somebody will not even pay $1 for a 1916 card? Some of these have been here for at least a year or more. This one is not so mint there, but again, I only had one choice. And this one here is Constance Worth. And then I have Constance Worth again. So Constance Worth was in the set twice, making it kind of nice. I don't know. Here's Loma Della. Let's see if we can get that one out of here. And I do have a binder for these, I just didn't have that prepared here. And the last card here, it was a very small order, Felix Potin or Potin or Potin, and this is Ayat or Ayat. That was $1, and I figured, you know what, grab one of these at the $1 price tag there. There is no way that anybody could ever build these sets, not even breakout cards could probably build this set here. So many unusual cards, and people are still finding kind of varieties to this day. These are blank back cards because once you paste them in the album, who's going to care? So that is my vintage mail day. Lots and lots of papers to deal with, not so many this time. But again, and give you all this information, and maybe you have to scan that to see what you paid for that. I don't know. Very annoying that they don't have the price right on there, because that makes it so much easier, especially if you don't have the capability to really deal with that. And then you could, you know, figure out what you have to go back to the website and figure out what you paid, and then you can figure out your markup if you're selling these cards through another site. I don't necessarily recommend that because, again, oops, I just bye-bye penny sleeve. Whoops, I have many penny sleeves anyway. So we're already at 16 minutes. No, we're at 10 minutes. So, yeah, 10 or 16. I can't see the camera here, but that's what I have for today. Let me know what you think of the thing, and I might do a reveal of the amount of cards that I have at the end of the video. Thank you for watching.